The sky over Zephyronine was dark, filled with smoke and broken metal. The Great War was over. For 5 long years, Earth had fought against the Zalari Dominion, a proud alien empire ruled by royal queens. Now, only silence remained on the battlefield, cold, heavy silence. Captain Aaron Cade stepped carefully over the rubble. His boots crunched on broken glass and twisted steel. He had been chosen for a special mission: search the ruined cities and scan for any hidden dangers. The war might be over, but that didn't mean it was safe. "Keep your eyes open," said Aaron to his scout team. "We don't know what's still hiding down here." His team spread out. They were near the old capital of the Zalari, once shining with towers and gold. Now, it was only dust and ash. Aaron's scanner beeped softly. "Captain, I've got something," said a young soldier, pointing at a half-buried metal door in the ground. Aaron moved closer. It was strange. The scanner showed life signs too, of them weak but still present, hidden under layers of shielding. The door had Zalari symbols carved on it, mostly burned away. "It might be a trap," someone said. Aaron shook his head. "Or it might be survivors. Let's go." With care, they opened the underground hatch. A rush of cold air escaped, like breath from a deep tomb. Lights flickered as they entered, old alien tech humming softly. The hallway was narrow, made of silver-like stone. They moved slowly through the underground passage, weapons ready. Then, they found her. In the center of a circular chamber stood a tall, graceful alien woman with pale violet skin, long silver hair, and gold bands on her arms. Her face was calm, but there was sorrow in her deep blue eyes. She wore a long cloak, dusty but still royal. She was Queen Saravetha, last ruler of the Zalari Dominion. Next to her stood a younger girl, no older than 16 in human years, hiding behind the queen. Her skin was lighter, almost soft lavender, and her eyes wide with fear. Aaron raised his hand. "Don't move." But the queen didn't. She looked at him not with hatred, not with fear, but with tired dignity. "I will not resist," she said in perfect English. Her voice was soft, musical. "I am Queen Saraveth of the Zalari. This is my sister, Princess Tayana. We are all that remains." Aaron was stunned. "A royal queen alive, standing here after all the blood and battles. Why are you hiding?" he asked. "I did not wish to fight any more," Saraveth said. "My people are gone. Our world is broken. I was once a queen. Now I am simply someone looking for peace." The young princess held the queen's hand tightly. Her eyes were full of questions, but she stayed silent. Aaron looked at them both. They didn't seem dangerous. No weapons, no guards. Just 2 tired souls in a world of ruins. "You should come with us," Aaron said. Saraveth stepped forward, very slowly. "If I come with you, will you protect my sister?" Aaron nodded. "Yes." Then Saraveth did something that surprised everyone. She knelt before Aaron and bowed her head. "I offer myself to you, human, not as a prisoner, but as an ally. If your people still want peace, then take me as your wife. Bind our fates. Seal our worlds." There was complete silence in the chamber. Aaron blinked. "What did you say?" Saraveth looked up at him. "You heard me. This is the ancient way of my people. A queen joins herself to a victor to save what remains. It is not shame, it is honor." He took a step back. "That's not how humans do things." "I know," she said gently. "But this is how we do it." Aaron turned to his team, who looked just as confused as him. Then Saraveth stood again, and added something even more shocking. "Not just me, human. Marry my sister as well." Aaron stared at her. "You can't be serious." "I am," she said, her voice steady. "If you truly want peace between our kinds, then accept us both. It is the only way to unite our bloodlines, to stop future wars. Without this, others will rise and take revenge. But with this, the galaxy will see human and Zalari can stand as one." Tayana looked up, frightened, her fingers gripping Saraveth's robe. "Do we really have to, sister?" Saraveth gently stroked her hair. "Only if he accepts." "We do. This for our people, little one." Aaron didn't know what to say. He was just a soldier, a peacekeeper. He had seen war, loss, and betrayal. But now he stood in front of 2 alien royals, asking for something completely unthinkable. "We'll need to take you to command," he said finally. Saraveth nodded. "Then lead the way." Back at the base, the news spread quickly. Command was in shock. Some believed it was a trap. Others believed it was the greatest chance Earth had to form a new alliance. Aaron sat alone in the medical ward, watching Saraveth and Tayana being examined by human doctors. He didn't understand it fully yet. Maybe he never would. But one thing was clear: the war might have ended with fire, but peace was going to be even stranger. and it had just begun. The Earth base on Zephyr 9 buzzed with confusion. No one had expected this. The last Zalari queen had not only surrendered, but had asked to marry a human soldier, and not just herself, but also her sister. Captain Aaron Cade stood quietly. In the debrief room, across from him sat the senior commanders and a political officer. Their faces were tight with stress and disbelief. "You're telling us she proposed marriage?" Commander Ridge said flatly. "Yes, sir," Aaron replied. "And her little sister, too?" the political officer asked, eyebrows raised. Aaron gave a slow nod. She said, "It's their tradition. A peace oath, sealed through union." Commander Ridge leaned back in his chair and sighed. "We won the war. Why should we agree to whatever this is?" Aaron didn't answer right away. He thought of the Queen's calm eyes, of the way she had spoken not with pride, but with tired hope. She wasn't asking for power. She was trying to protect the last piece of her people. "I don't think it's about power," Aaron finally said. "She wants her people to survive. And she knows others may be Zalari rebels, or other alien factions won't stop until we're gone, or they are. This marriage idea, maybe it's their only way to stop more war." The room stayed silent. Then the political officer spoke. "Again, it's not just a marriage, Cade. If you say yes, this becomes a symbol, a human and to Zalari royals, that'll echo across the galaxy." "Everyone's watching." "I understand," Aaron said. Commander Ridge shook his head. "Do you? Because if you accept this offer, you won't just be a soldier anymore, you'll be a bridge between species. You'll live under the world's spotlight. And there's no going back." Aaron looked down at his hands. They were still rough from the battlefield. He had lost friends, seen cities fall, and watched both human and alien die screaming. But in that underground vault, with those two alien sisters, he had seen something else, something new. Peace. "I'm not saying yes," he said slowly. "Not yet. I just think we should listen to what she's really offering." Queen Sereveth sat on a metal bench in the medical wing. Her silver hair was tied back. Her royal cloak had been replaced with a simple, earth-issued robe. But even now, even in silence, she looked like royalty. Beside her sat Princess Tiana, hugging her knees. The younger sister had barely spoken since they arrived. A female doctor approached with a warm smile. "Your health is stable. Your vitals are strong for someone who's been in hiding for so long." Sereveth nodded softly. "Thank you." "Is the human captain well?" "He's fine," the doctor replied. "He's in a meeting with the commanders." Tiana finally spoke, her voice small. "Will they let us stay?" Sereveth took her hand. "We will see. I hope so. But if not, we will survive, as we always have." "But I don't want to be married," Tiana whispered. "Not to a stranger." "I know," Sereveth said gently. "And if he says no, we will not force it. But if he agrees, then we may have a chance to build something new." Later that evening, Aaron entered the quiet room where the sisters were kept. A guard nodded and left them alone. Sereveth stood when he entered. Tiana stayed sitting, looking down at her feet. Aaron scratched the back of his neck. "They want me to talk to you, ask you some questions." Sereveth smiled faintly. "Then ask." "Why me?" he asked first. "You don't even know me. You saved us," she said. "You treated us with respect. And you didn't shoot when you could have. That means something." Aaron sat down across from her. "You don't need to marry someone to make peace. There are other ways. Maybe for humans," Sereveth said, "but not for us. The Zalari once ruled a vast empire through blood and marriage. Unity through bond. It is our old way, but a true one. If we join with you, others will see it as trust, not surrender." Aaron looked at Tiana and her. "She's so young." Sereveth hesitated, then spoke carefully. "She is younger, yes, but she is royal. And if she chooses not to, we will find another way. I will not force her. This must be by will, not duty." Tiana looked up at Aaron. "Do you think I'm just a gift?" Aaron blinked. "No, I think you're scared and tired and probably want to go home. If I could give you that, I would." Her lips quivered. Then, for the first time, she gave a small nod. "Thank you." Sereveth stood. "Captain Cade, will you at least consider it? Not for me, not for her, but for what it could mean." Aaron stood to you, said. Captain Aaron Cade walked alone in the garden area of the Earth base on Zephyr 9. Around him, tall silver trees swayed in the wind. These trees had been planted by the Zalari people long ago. Now they stood like quiet ghosts, watching a future that no one had expected. Aaron was thinking about the Queen's offer. Marry her and her sister. It sounded crazy, but the more he thought about it, the more serious it became. Back in the command center, many human leaders were arguing this is not how diplomacy works, said General Rowan. We don't marry aliens to sign treaties. But this is how their culture works, said Ambassador Lee, the Earth's chief diplomat. We destroyed their empire. Now the last queen offers peace through marriage. If we refuse, others might think we want more war. Eren stayed silent. His opinion mattered now, and he knew it. He wasn't just a soldier anymore. He was the center of something bigger, something strange, and possibly very important. Later that evening, Eren met with Queen Sereveth and Princess Tayana in the guest wing of the base. The queen was calm, as always. She sat tall with perfect posture. Her silver hair was brushed neatly, and her eyes were steady. Tayana sat beside her, nervous but watching Eren closely. I still don't understand why me, Eren said. I'm not a king. I'm not a leader. I'm just a soldier. Sereveth gave him a small smile. You are more than that. You are a protector. You showed us mercy. You saved us when you could have ended us. That means something. Eren looked at Tayana. And what about her? She's just a kid. I am young, Tayana said softly, but I am not a child. In Zalari tradition, royal marriages do not mean what they mean for humans. It is not about romance. It is about alliance, bond, and duty. Eren sighed. This is a lot to take in. I understand, Sereveth said. We are not asking for your love today. We are offering unity. You can say no, but if you do, the last hope for our people will die. That night, Eren sat in his quarters and looked up at the stars. He thought about Earth, about his parents, about the war. He thought about the lives he had taken, and the lives he had saved. Then he remembered the fear in Tayana's eyes when he first found her underground, and the strength in Sereveth's voice when she offered peace, not revenge. Maybe this strange marriage wasn't madness. Maybe it was a bridge. The next day, Earth's leaders called a private council. The queen and the princess stood beside Eren. General Rowan looked at Eren. You've had time to think. What's your decision? Eren took a deep breath. I accept. The room went silent. I will do this, Eren said. I will honor their tradition. If this is what it takes to end the war forever, I'll do it. The queen bowed her head. Respectfully, Tayana looked surprised, then relieved. Ambassador Lee smiled slightly. Then we begin preparing the agreement. The marriage ceremony will take place in Orbiton neutral ground. This will be a message to all species. The war is over, and peace has begun. Over the next few days, everything moved quickly. The queen was given new robes, rich in purple and gold. Tayana practiced her part in the ceremony. Eren was given lessons in Zalari customs, how to greet elders, how to wear the ceremonial band, and how to speak a few words of the royal tongue. Despite the lessons, he still felt strange. One night, as they practiced the ceremony steps, Eren asked Sereveth, "Do you really believe this will work?" Sereveth nodded. "I do. The other species are watching. They will either see this as a joke, or as a sign of hope." "And what about you?" Eren asked. "You lost everything, aren't you angry?" "I was," she said, "but now I see something better, not through weapons, but through something deeper. We don't have to like each other today, but if we walk forward together, we might build something the stars have never seen before." The day of the ceremony arrived. A great orbiting space station was prepared just for the event. Leaders from Earth and nearby alien worlds came to witness. The station's halls were filled with light, music, and soft drums. Eren stood in a formal suit, dark with silver threads. Beside him stood the queen, wearing a high collar and flowing robes. Tayana wore a simpler dress, but one with the royal mark on the chest. She held a small crystal in her hands, a symbol of unity. The Zalari priest, one of the last, still alive, stood before them and raised his arms. In this union, the priest said, "We do not join flesh, but purpose. We do not promise love, but peace. We do not look at what was lost, but at what can be born." One by one, Eren, Sereveth, and Tayana placed their hands on the crystal. It glowed softly. The priest spoke in Zalari first, then repeated in English. "You are now bound by the oath of stars. Let all who see know this is not the end of an empire. This is the beginning of something greater." The crowd clapped gently. Music rose again. Dancers floated around in slow motion, symbolic and graceful. Eren didn't smile, but he felt something deep inside. A new feeling, not happiness, not love, but a strange, quiet peace. Back on the base, after the ceremony, Sereveth walked with Eren to a balcony. "You did well," she said. "I still feel like I don't understand half of what's going on." Eren replied. "You don't need to," she said. "You just need to keep walking forward." Eren looked up at the stars. "What now?" "Now," she said, "we wait. Some will welcome what we've done, others will fear it. The future is watching." At that moment Tayana joined them. She looked peaceful, her eyes bright under the moonlight. Do you think we can really change the galaxy? She asked. Aaron smiled softly for the first time. I think we already did. The space station above Zephyrinine floated like a giant lantern in the sky. Inside it, lights danced along the crystal walls, and soft music filled the air. It was the first time in history that humans and Zalari had joined together in peace. Captain Aaron Cade, Queen Scifi, and Princess Tayana had become the symbol of that peace. But peace was never simple. Not in a galaxy full of old grudges, not with enemies watching from the dark. After the wedding ceremony, the space station became a place of celebration. Delegates from other alien species walked the halls with smiles, curious about the new union. Some offered gifts, others offered only cold glances. Aaron stood with Scifi and Tayana on the grand balcony of the station. Below them they could see stars shining and Zephyrinine glowing like a soft green marble. You were right, Aaron said to Scifi. They're watching. They always were, she replied. But now they're watching something new. Tayana leaned over the rail wide-eyed. Do you think they'll all accept it? The peace, the bond. Scifi's face grew serious. Some will accept it, some will fear it, and some will try to destroy it. Just then, a small floating orb buzzed beside them. It was a message drone. Aaron tapped the screen. A security officer's face appeared. Captain Cade, there's something you should see. We've found a hidden signal marked encoded, and sent from inside the station. Who sent it? Aaron asked. We don't know, but the signal was meant for a ship hiding in the dark side of the moon. Aaron's expression turned sharp. Get your best team. Search that ship now. An hour later, Aaron stood in the command center with his security team. On the screen, they showed a long, black alien ship floating behind the moon's shadow. It had no lights, no flags, but it was fully powered. We scanned it, sir, the tech officer said. It's not Zalari and not human. The design is old, very old. Looks like it belongs to the Trelzon Confederacy. Scifi, standing nearby, went cold. The Trelzon, she whispered. They were our enemies long before Earth knew. Our name, what do they want now? Aaron asked. To stop what we just created, Scifi answered. If humans and Zalari unite, we become strong. Strong enough to challenge them. They will never allow it. Suddenly, alarms rang across the station. Enemy boarding pods incoming, shouted a soldier. Red lights flashed. Shields flared outside the glass windows. The dark ship had launched 6 pods. They crashed into the station's outer walls, sending a loud shock through the entire structure. Aaron grabbed his blaster. Protect the queen and the princess, he shouted. But Scifi stepped forward. No, we fight together, we stand together. Aaron looked at her, and then at Tayana, who nodded quietly, holding a small defense knife in her hand. The station turned into a battlefield. Trelzon soldiers stormed through the hall, still armored and silent. They carried energy blades that hummed with power, but the Earth guards were ready, and Aaron led them without fear. He fired his blaster, moving quickly between cover and taking down 2 enemies near the docking bay. Behind him, Scifi used a royal staff weapon, an ancient tool of the Zalari queens. It shot bright pulses of blue light, knocking enemies off their feet. Tayana stayed close, her hands shaking, but her aim was steady. Room by room, the team fought back. Aaron could feel the sweat on his face. His muscles ached, but he did not stop. This was not just about survival. This was about everything they had built. After nearly an hour of fighting, the last enemy fell. The station was damaged, but it still stood. Aaron walked through the smoke-filled corridor, breathing heavily. His uniform was burned in places, and his arm was bruised. But he was alive. He found Scifi sitting on a bench, helping Tayana bandage a cut on her hand. Are you both okay? He asked. Scifi nodded. We are, but this was only the beginning. Aaron sat beside them. Why attack now? Why not wait? Because our wedding scared them, she said. To them, this union is a weapon. Aaron looked out the cracked window into space. Then we'll need more than words to protect it. Back on Earth, news of the attack spread fast. Some leaders were furious. This is what happens when we trust aliens, said one general. But others spoke with calm voices. If we had not accepted peace, there would be war anyway. At least now we know who fears unity. Aaron stood before the council with Scifi and Tayana at his side. We were attacked, Aaron said, but we stood together, human and Zalari, and we won. That means something. Ambassador Lee spoke next. It is time to show the galaxy that this marriage is not just a ceremony, it is a foundation. A new alliance must be born, not just between Earth and the Zalari, but among all who choose peace over fear. The council agreed. Plans for the Galactic Accord began that same day, that night. Aaron stood in the royal quarters on the station, looking out into space. Sereveth entered, quietly. "You're thinking again." "Always," he said. She stepped beside him. "This will not be easy. There will be more battles, more enemies." "I know," Aaron replied. "But I'm not alone." "No," she said. "None of us are." Then, Tayana entered too, carrying a glowing crystal. She smiled gently and said, "I carved this today. It's called Hope. You should keep it." Aaron took the crystal and held it in his hand. It glowed softly, warm and quiet. He looked at both of them and sighed. "We'll protect this peace, together." Peace had never been more fragile. After the wedding, and after the attack by the hidden Trelzan ship, the galaxy began to change. News of the Human-Zalari alliance spread fast. Some worlds praised it, others feared it. But all eyes were now on one man, Captain Aaron Cade. He was no longer just a soldier. He was now the human consort of Queen Sereveth, bound to both her and Princess Tayana by oath, by ceremony, and by purpose. The title many now used for him was First Consort of Unity. A meeting was held on the space station orbiting Zephyrinine. Delegates from 20 different planets attended. It was the first step towards something bigger, a new alliance, called the Galactic Accord, where peace would be more than words. Aaron stood at the center of the room, beside Sereveth and Tayana. He looked at the many alien faces watching him. Some were curious, some were cold, some looked ready to leave at the first wrong word. Aaron cleared his throat and began to speak. "I am not a king," he said. "I was a soldier. I fought to protect Earth, but now I fight for something bigger, peace. Not peace through power, peace through trust, through unity." He looked at Sereveth, who gave a small nod. "Our marriage shocked many of you," Aaron continued. "I understand. It shocked me too. But it showed that even enemies can change, that the future doesn't have to follow the past." Tayana stepped forward and held up the glowing crystal she had carved. "This is what we protect," she said. "Hope. Not just for Zalari, not just for humans, but for all." The room was silent. Then slowly, one by one, several delegates stood and bowed their heads. Others followed. The Galactic Accord had begun. But peace never comes without tests. Just days after the meeting, a secret message arrived. Another Trelzan fleet had been seen near a border world called Dreven, a planet rich with resources and people who refused to choose sides. "If they take Dreven," Sereveth said in the war room, "they will cut off trade routes, and they will make others afraid to join the Accord." "We can't let that happen," Aaron said. "If we sit back now, they'll think we are weak." "But we don't have enough ships to fight a full fleet," one advisor warned. "Then we don't fight them alone," Aaron replied. "We go to Dreven, not with weapons, but with our alliance. If they attack us in front of the Accord, the galaxy will see their true face." And so, a new mission was planned. Aaron, Sereveth, and Tayana traveled to Dreven, along with 3 allied ships, one from Earth, one from the Zalari Loyal Guard, and one from a neutral species called the Aranthi. When they landed on Dreven, the people were unsure. They had been hurt before. They had seen many promises broken. Aaron walked through the markets and towns, talking to families, farmers, traders. He didn't wear armor. He didn't speak like a hero. He just listened. Sereveth met with the planet's council, sharing stories of how the Zalari Empire had fallen and how it was now rising with new values. Teyan. I spent time with children, teaching them songs from her home. Slowly, the people of Dreven began to understand. This alliance was not perfect, but it was real. Then, the Trelzan fleet arrived. Their warships floated above the sky like shadows. A message came: leave the planet, or be destroyed. Aaron stood on the platform in the city square. His voice was calm but strong. "We will not leave and we will not attack. But if you fire, the whole galaxy will know who you really are." He opened a live broadcast, one that went out to all Accord members. "This is the test," he said into the camera. "This is where we show if peace is stronger than fear." The people of Dreven stood behind him, so did Siravita and Tayana. Trelzan commander did not respond. For 1 long hour, the sky stayed still. Then, slowly, the enemy ships turned and vanished into deep space. The crowd cheered. Aaron let out a long breath. They had won without firing a single shot. Back on the space station, a celebration was held. Dreven officially joined the Accord. Other planets followed soon after. The Accord was growing not because of force, but because of faith. Aaron sat on the balcony, the same one he had stood on after the wedding. Tayana joined him with a quiet smile. "You did it," she said. "No," Aaron replied. "We did." Sereveth came next, holding a report in her hand. It's official. We now have 20-member worlds. The accord is real. She sat beside Eren and looked at him. You were once just a soldier, and now she said softly, you are the bridge between worlds. Eren didn't know what to say, so he simply reached out and placed his hand over hers. In the weeks that followed, Eren worked harder than ever. He visited planets, spoke to leaders, helped build schools and peace centers. He trained new diplomats, humans, Zalari, and even other species. He became known across the stars, not as a warrior, but as a unifier. Some called him the soldier who married the stars. Others called him the first of peace. But Eren never let it go to his head. He stayed grounded. He stayed real. One evening, as the stars twinkled outside the station, Sereveth, Teana, and Eren sat together in a quiet room. There was no ceremony, no speeches. Just three people who had once been strangers. Now they were something more. Not just allies, not just rulers, but a strange kind of family. And as the stars stretched out before them, Eren spoke the words that had come to mean everything. We didn't find peace. We made it. And for once, the galaxy listened.